Hello, welcome to the Three Geeks podcast, or as tonight's episode is going to be called, the Jason and Max Show. That's right,
Yeah.
You get me and Max.
And no theme music.
No theme music, no shenanigans, just the two of us kicking it old school via satellite.
None of that bullshit.
We have some people hungover from New York, some people drunk in Chicago, some people having internet problems, but you get us. And what more could you ask for? Because it's Jason and Max. Right, Max?
Yep.
Anyway, let's get our shout outs and commercials out of the way. Go to audibletrial.com/3geeks for all of your audiobook needs. Max, tell the good people about Audible.
All right. If you can't read, maybe you're 7 and you can't read yet or something. If you're lazy, you don't like lifting up books all the time. You're 700 pounds and that fucking Game of Thrones book is 4,000 pages. Who wants to lift that and hold it and turn the pages all day? They have over 180,000 titles at audible.com. You can get books read to you by George Takei, by Bruce Campbell, by friggin' Captain Kirk himself, William Shatner. So they have a bunch of good stuff on there. Check it out. I know Dan's on there like every other day with a new book, so he's in it like gangbusters.
That's true. Maybe you keep falling asleep with a cigarette in your mouth and it catches onto one of your books and then your house catches on fire and you're like, every time I buy a new book, my house burns down. Well, with Audible, you don't even have to worry about that. You can listen to Catalyst and no worries for any Kindle.
0 fire hazards.
That is correct. Check out our buddy Mike over at youtube.com/Mike McGTV. Check out our buddy Domo Batman over on YouTube, youtube.com/Art Matter. Dude, you're still not watching our show. You're still shouting us out, which we love. We appreciate the spillover from your channel, but you're still busy at work, man. I just throw in some earbuds. Don't even pay attention to what's going on at work and just enjoy our shenanigans because, trust me, it's a lot of fun. Topics for today. Let's start with the juicy one. So
you want to start with the juicy one? No, start with the little tidbit, man. We got to keep the juicy one to keep them on the hook.
All right, well, we got a juicy topic. Max is right. We're going to save it. Let's talk about Arrested Development. Yay, Arrested Development's coming back, right? No, they're talking about doing a prequel for Season 5. And as somebody who enjoyed Season 4 going into Season 5, I agree with a lot of people's complaints about Season 4, which was not enough of the cast together. The whole thing that made this show together was all these people interacting with each other, the shenanigans the family went through as a unit. And if you do a prequel of Arrested Development, that means you're recasting, so you're losing all of the chemistry amongst the regular cast. One of the things that made this show great is a bunch of wealthy people that suddenly became poor, and now they're going to be wealthy douchebags. Who wants to watch that? And with a cast of people you don't even like, give me a break. Max, I stole your tagline, but tell the people why they shouldn't want this.
No, actually, I'm down for this. I think that the reboot is in order. I watched Season 4 and it was pretty lame. So let's get some fresh blood. I'm kidding. This could go either way. I mean, if they get the right people, it might work. They had the right people for Arrested Development the first time. I don't know who else you would get to play these people. That's the challenge, but I don't see that doing very well. Just like I said, because you got all these talented people for a reason. Like the show was very good for a reason. So if you're just gonna scrap the whole cast, that's kind of why not just make a different show? Like why not just make a different show, or even like make your Arrested Development prequel. Just call it something else. You just change the names and call it something else. That's fine. But I don't see how just because like the people that they have are so talented.
They're so good together. They're so good together. I mean, most of the cast isn't good without the rest of this cast. Like this cast is just so good together.
I disagree. Like I think most of the cast is. I guess in the show they're not good by themselves, but like if you take any one of their careers by themselves, it's like wow, like you're on the show Arrested Development. Why? But it's I don't see how the prequel could do that again.
Unless they did like a a Wet Hot American Summer where they got the original cast to come back and play their younger selves as they are now. That would be a funny like in joke. I could maybe jump on board for that. But this just seems like you're trying to shoehorn something based on the name of Arrested Development when the show is the cast. The cast is the show. And without one or the other, it just doesn't flow right. I mean, even in season 4, they tried to do some prequel stuff with Seth Rogen and Kristen Wiig. And in my opinion, a lot of that stuff kind of fell flat. So
I thought that was okay. I liked that they even tried, though. I thought that was good.
So, I mean, I don't know. I want a wrap up because season 4 did kind of leave you hanging because they had every intention of making more. Even if you can only get the cast back to do 2 episodes just to kind of tie up that season 4 storyline, do that. Don't force a season 5 when we don't need it. Go with what British people are doing with their television, and you don't need a whole 8, 10, 9 episodes. If they can get together, do 1 episode next year, do 1 episode next year, as long as it's quality and we get, Arrested Development and not something that's different.
Yeah. Do it long form, like freaking. There's 4 episodes of Sherlock Holmes, on BBC. Like they're all 2 hours long. Like you do that.
That's right, man. And they don't come together every year. They don't do Sherlock every year. They do Sherlock every couple of years. They let the story develop instead of forcing the story. But other news, so when they remake a film, you don't generally want to use the same cast to play the same characters because you're doing a remake and you want to separate yourself from what came before because you're trying to do something new. But in this case, this needed to happen. There's nobody else that could play Mufasa in a live action Lion King movie. I mean, I don't know why we're calling it live action. It's still a computer generated film. There's nothing live action about it. But we are getting James Earl Jones back as Mufasa, and that is awesome. Absolutely awesome. Max?
Yeah, man. I love Darth Vader. It's like it's the other side of Darth Vader. Like this is the nurturing father that Darth Vader never could have been. So yeah, it's great. I think Lion King is going to be the first one that they're doing of these remakes that doesn't have any people in it. So yeah, I don't think you can call it live action. It's just a really, really good cartoon. But yeah, no, I'm down. Like yeah, James Earl Jones, absolutely let that dude work. Like, let him do all the work. Him and Morgan Freeman need to get together on something. That would just be glorious.
Oh man, that'd be like a voiceover dream come true. Just have the 2 of them tag teaming something. Oh.
Everybody be like voiceover creaming in their pants.
No, Fox execs. This actually came up a few weeks ago. I just forgot to bring it up on our podcast, and what better time than do it tonight? But
yeah, Jason show.
Fox came out and said that they would consider doing Firefly. They absolutely would, under one condition, and that is Joss Whedon has to be involved. So Fox essentially, because Joss Whedon has been saying, they don't really want to do it, yada, yada, yada. He's kind of been putting it over on Fox. So now Fox is kind of pushing the ball back towards Whedon, like, Firefly, we'll do it as long as Whedon comes on board. So now the ball's back in Whedon's court, and I don't know, man, with Nathan Fillion and Alan Tudyk kind of doing the con man, I think that they could kind of fit this in their schedule. So I wishful thinking. I hope this can happen. We live in a glorious world of reboots. Twin Peaks comes back in 3 months. So things can happen. It may take 25 years. It may take a long time, but I think somewhere down the line we will see something else in the Firefly universe. Max, what are your thoughts?
I'll believe it when I see it. This is bullshit. This is just fucking more peacocking. This is something that this is more fucking fake news. This is the fake news that Trump was talking about. Okay, and you, as part of the media, Jason, are helping you're not part of the problem. You're part of the solution, Jason. Okay.
Wait.
It's fake news because
I'm
like
part of the
I'll believe
solution?
it when I fucking see it. When word 1 hits the page for on the script, then I'll start to believe this shit. But you can't keep cock teasing me and expect me to believe you every time. It's bullshit.
Yeah, I'm newer into the Firefly family than Max is. Max has been with them since pretty much day one, a fan. So he's been
I came in on the DVD. I'm not gonna I don't want to act like I watched it on TV. I missed it like an asshole, and I feel bad about that. But I did catch it when it came out on DVD, like first when it came out on DVD.
All right, now we can get to the juicy meat of the story. And Max did mention Trump, which reminds me that we here at Three Geeks Podcast are going to do something new this week. I don't know exactly what day. We haven't decided yet, but Max was like, let's all get on here and just talk about whatever's on our mind. We kind of do that on here a little bit, but we never like fully dive into the thoughts in our head. And so this week we're going to get together. It'll probably be me, Max, and Mike for the first one. We're trying to keep it kind of simplistic, a little smaller of a group of guys, but we're going to talk about whatever's on our mind, from politics to what we had for dinner, the shit day we had at work, and, nerdy stuff might spill in, but it's just going to be a bunch of guys who don't really know shit about anything, just speaking our opinions and kind of how we feel about whatever's going on in our lives on that particular day.
Okay, you just described the president, a bunch of guys who don't know anything and just kind of speaking their minds. That it's not anything presidential. It's just us three assholes. You gotta distinguish, or make sure we're not confused. It's not gonna be a Trump thing. It's like four assholes in a room who don't know shit. Sounds like our presidential cabinet right now. Okay, a little bit of a political thing here for just a brief second. Sorry to anybody who's watching this, but I saw Max on Thursday, and he had mentioned Trump's speech from that day. So I went home and watched it, and I have not watched a whole lot from Trump except for what they do on SNL. So I watched Trump's speech from that day that Max had kind of pointed me towards, and holy shit, SNL. No wonder SNL didn't do a Trump skit this week. Trump wrote his own SNL skit. That Thursday thing was crazy. And he's even yelling at the media just like he is on the show. Like, no, that's not right. That's not right. Or we're going to do it this way. I didn't say that. You said that. Oh my God. Word for word from an SNL skit. That's crazy. It's ridiculous. Like, no, these SNL guys, this is cake time. This is easy. All they got to do is just get one of them court stenographers to write down everything he's saying word for word, and then you do it again with Alec Baldwin on Saturday night, and everyone's laughing. It's so easy. If I wish I was an SNL writer right now, because that has to be the easiest job on the planet.
Absolutely. And
I'm sorry for ranting, but that's kind of what the show's gonna be about. See, like, this is Max and Jason's show. This is kind of what this other show's gonna be like.
We should call it Guys Who Don't Know Shit About Anything, discussing anything.
Discussing the intricacies of the universe.
Anyway, so the last story that I have, and this is not a rumor, this is actually happening.
Fact.
Warner Brothers has approached Mel Gibson to direct Suicide Squad. They have other directors they're talking to, but they have said that if Mel Gibson wants the job, it is his. Mel Gibson came out last year and called Batman v Superman a piece of shit. And Mel Gibson is on the comeback tour. I know that he's had success in straight to DVD films. He's still pretty much a critic darling when he makes movies. But Hacksaw Ridge came out. A lot of people were asking, like, is Hollywood going to nominate him for an Oscar? Is this his comeback? Are they going to let him come back? Well, they let him come back. He got his Oscar nomination. He's for Best Director, and from what I've heard, very deserving of it. Sorry, and he's going to be in Daddy's Home 2 with Wahlberg and Farrell. He's got another movie, drama that he's making with Vince Vaughn. So he's definitely working on this comeback, and we're hearing all this stuff about Ben Affleck, rumors and such. And the latest rumor is that Affleck officially wants out. And apparently Warner Brothers wants to let him out. Like, they both want to separate, but Warner Brothers is afraid of the backlash they're going to get in the press. That's all rumors. But getting somebody like Mel Gibson at this point for Warner Brothers, I think would be a stroke of genius. Whether you like the guy personally or not, he is a good director, and he is not somebody who's going to take shit from the studio. He's going to be able to make the film that he wants to make, and he's kind of going to be able to give this whole DC universe some backbone. Because, we got Jason Momoa coming out and talking about how awesome the Aquaman movie is, but, us fans have heard all of that from The Flash. We've heard all of that from the Batman movie, which are now at 4. Yes, and we're now at page 1 rewrites for both of those films, which isn't giving DC fans a whole lot of anything to be clinging to, no hope. And like I said, personal aside, I think Mel Gibson jumping onto this project will get maybe some good positivity, which is a weird thing to say, word of mouth coming back to Warner Brothers after this whole Affleck thing. Because I think this is the guy you go with. I think this is the chess move. I think you give him what he wants to do this, and hopefully he delivers a good film. That's another story. But I think that if you're Warner Brothers, you want this to happen. You want to do whatever it takes to make this happen. Max, your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, Mel Gibson, he's a guy. He's an asshole. He has a lot of divisive beliefs, but he makes a good movie. So if you want to see a good movie, that's fine. If you want, if you go watch his movies and leave the anti-Semitism or whatever out of it, then that's fine. And as long as he's not making a movie where he's lining up, Jews and colored people and shooting them all in the head in the street, then I don't see that anybody's really going to have a problem with it. Nobody's perfect, and you're entitled to be an asshole as long as you pay your taxes and you don't bother anybody. So, yeah, let him make the movie. It could be good. I'm not going to watch Hacksaw Ridge just because I heard it was a bit preachy, and Mel Gibson does run that risk. That's what I'm afraid of. I don't like a lot of preaching at me, and there's a lot of room for that with Deadshot being this guy, like Will Smith playing Deadshot. They kind of really want to do that, and then that ruins the character for me. So I'm not looking forward to that. I don't really like the way that Will Smith is playing Deadshot. I don't like the spin that they're giving him. So I wish he was a little more just about killing people. Yeah, so we'll see how it goes. I just don't want it to be too preachy. That's my only fear with Mel Gibson, being the director, is that we'll get, very Jesus.
Well, after watching Passion of the Christ, Mel Gibson can make some harsh action.
Yeah. Oh, totally. He knows about some brutal fucking action, and I mean, like Braveheart, The Patriot, fucking, like all these movies. He can definitely shoot an action movie. He can shoot a war movie, and if they're doing, I don't know, like that's these are all fucking good things. And again, as long as we don't get a little too churchy, I'm good. Like, let's go make this movie. Like, I would love to see freaking Braveheart, the comic book movie. I don't even care who you're putting in there. Like, just give me that. Sure, why not? So yeah, I'm behind it, but tentatively,
dude. Tentatively, this could. You just brought up a really good point. This could push the comic book genre to a different level. Like, if he brought the epicness from a movie like Braveheart into the comic book genre, that would be pretty awesome, if you ask me.
I mean, like, I think epicness they've ran with in spades for right now. Like, what we need is like scope, and because like Braveheart is a grand movie, but it's people, and we need to start bringing everything back down. Like, I didn't like the first Suicide Squad movie because these guys shouldn't be saving the world. That's not their that's not their bag. Like, they're not supposed to be set up for that. Like, if you're stuck with these guys to save the world, you are fucked. And that's just the bottom line. And so I hope they just bring it down. They get something that's within the scope of the people that they have in the movie. And yeah, we get, get some good performances. And maybe with Mel Gibson, you bring some more star power to it. Some more people will be willing to come on, and we can get some different guys for the villain and stuff like that. So hopefully, that at least brings some more weight with some better actors. We're seeing Cumberbatch, we're seeing Tilda Swinton in these comic book movies now. Mads Mikkelsen. So we're seeing some good actors in these movies now, and I hope that this brings more people along. And DC needs something, man. They fucking need something. They haven't done shit as far as like live action movies goes. I don't know why they don't have these guys in the animated room up here talking to these live action guys. Like, every time they make an animated movie, it's guaranteed to be better than any of the live action movies that have come out. And I don't even like all the animated movies. So I just hope they get their fucking pull their heads out of their asses. Maybe this will be something. But it's just hopefully things go well. But this is we'll see how it goes. Good news and bad news, I guess. Possibly bad news.
The best news I've heard out of this camp, and it's a shame that we're losing Affleck, because now that the rumor of Gibson at least in talks with them, it would have been awesome to have Gibson and Affleck both involved as directors in this cinematic universe, and you're about to lose one of them. Well, you've lost one of them as a director at least, and
I don't know. They just can't. They can't get right. You know what? I'm officially renaming DC Cinematic Universe Can't Get Right. They can't get right. Then everything they do is fucked up. And they get all this talent. They make such a big hoopla. Ben Affleck, we got Ben. We're giving Ben the reins. We got Ben, and then fucking 2 weeks later, Ben he left. He was happy. It's just all this dumb shit. Fucking can't get right. Get right.
Dude, you're right about DC. I was just doing some math in my head, but the Marvel films, they were smaller scale, except for the first Avengers and the second Avengers was a grander scale. But each of the solo films were more of a smaller story. Even Iron Man 3 was a smaller story. It was Stark dealing with his own personal stuff. And with the DC universe so far, we've got Man of Steel. As much as I love that movie, I absolutely love that movie. It was a world problem. It was the end of the world. Batman v Superman. It could have been Batman and Superman, and up to a point, that movie was decent. And then you just totally made it end of the world story at the end. Suicide Squad, same thing. Fucking hole in the sky, witch is going to destroy the world. Yeah, it's smaller scale. Let's build it up a little bit. And I just watched, you just mentioned Cumberbatch, Tilda Swinton, Mads Mikkelsen. I just watched Doctor Strange again Friday. And it is amazing. Mads Mikkelsen deserves to be a film star. Benedict Cumberbatch deserves to be a film star. And they totally that movie was great. It's some of the best acting I've ever seen in a superhero movie, especially a first of a series of superhero movies. Very, very well done.
Yeah, I think we need a Wong recast, but yeah, that movie's fucking awesome.
But that's all we got today. Like I said, it's a smaller crew. It's the Max and Jason show. With Van Damme in the background.
Van Damme Nation.
Van Damme Nation, that's coming back soon. I got to get on that. Dan really wants to watch Cyborg together. And it was just announced that Van Damme and Dolph Lundgren are reuniting for a film. So I'm looking forward to that. What's that, Max?
We got to do his Van Damme Nation in commemoration of that. That's big news.
That is big news, and we will. Animaniacs is what night?
Tuesday night. Hopefully it fires off this week. Unfortunately, we all got day jobs and shit, so sometimes it just doesn't happen. It hasn't happened for a couple weeks in a row now. But Tuesdays, round 9 is when we do that.
Yeah, Max's boss can be somewhat of an asshole.
What a douchebag, right?
I know, man. Fucking making you go in for a meeting during your Animaniacs show. What an asshole.
God, I intended we were going to watch Lego Batman, do Animaniacs, but this fucking guy. Oh, the meeting's set for Tuesday instead of Monday. Sorry, go fuck yourself.
To be fair, Max does like to fuck himself. Anyway, that is our cast for tonight.
It's true.
We want to thank you all for tuning in. Hit that like button down below. It helps us a lot. Take 20 seconds out of your life. Watch whatever shitty commercial YouTube throws your way. That helps us a lot too. Hit the comment section down below. We will be in Cleveland doing this shit live for a bunch of people, and that should also be a lot of fun. We've got Mike who's going to show up on as a big head on a screen, kind of like our Zordon. That should be a great time. And yeah, I've got some stuff brewing down in Lexington too, which hopefully I can let some people know about very, very soon. So from all of us, what, Max?
I've got stuff brewing down in Lexington. That sounds like you have to poop.
Well, to be fair, I might. But from all of us at 3 Geeks Podcast, have a great night, Max.
Recycle your droids.
Good night.